Galimera, 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 or should I say Ochai Nanu. Yep, happy Burns Day, 25th today of January. And here we are. A bit of a mixed day today, I suppose, in some ways, a bit grim. Some cloud again above over Amber looking through towards Kerry. We have had some incredible rain and thunderstorms over the last 24 hours. Say thank you to Amanda Gregory. Yes, I thought the thunderstorms the other day were absolutely incredible. So yeah, we've had really weird weather. That's all we can say. And then looking over back the other part of the house, can't see the sun at the moment. The sun is being blocked by the cloud, and the cloud here is also very grim. Look at that. Ooh. So it looks like we have got nasty weather today on the way, but maybe it might burn off a bit. We shall wait and see. And all in all, it's quiet this morning. No chickens running about. They've not left too much mess today on the balcony. Big shout out to Steve Hinckley tuning in from Stoke-on-Trent. Have you still got snow there, Steve, or is it? I'm just trying to put the AstroTurf down. Have you still got? Oh, even Thomas Ganser's tuning in from Austria. Nice to see you as well, Thomas. Right. Let's crack on with the news. There's been quite a bit going on in the last few hours here in Zakynthos. Also as well, if you're wondering what Ochai the New means, for those people not acquainted with Scottish dialect, it means, oh yes, just now. That's what it means, Ochai the New. Oh, and if you want to get some haggis, if you want to really celebrate Burns Night, the Iceland on the Gitani Road has haggis there. The reason I can say that with 100% definite, we were in there the other week shopping, and I saw it, canned haggis. So at least it's a help if you're not making your own. All right, so there you go. So again, all these Scottish people, nice to have you tuning in as well. Right, okay. Let's just go through COVID in the last 24 hours then. We've had 334 new infections right across the country. That is down from the day before, where we had 605 new infections, actually. So bringing the grand total at the moment to 151,980 since the pandemic started. Anyway, 4 new infections were identified after checks at gateways to the country. Now that remains the same as the other day that I reported it, where we had 4 again on entry into the country. Now, this is interesting. We've had 1 new confirmed case on Zakynthos yesterday. 52-year-old man from Zakynthos visited the Zakynthos General Hospital with fever symptoms. He underwent testing, which proved to be positive. Now, the doctors are currently subjecting him to further examinations, and it will be decided later whether he will enter the COVID-19 clinic or he will leave and go home and remain in quarantine for 14 days. Now, you may remember that the day before yesterday, we had a 9-year-old newborn baby that tested positive, along with his mother, his father, and his sibling. The baby and also the mother were sent to Rio. The father and the sibling child then went back to their own home. And Zakynthos has had, last week, it had 12 positive cases of coronavirus alone, and also it has had 17 cases since the beginning of the year. So it is interesting that our coronavirus infection rate seems to be going up. Now, the even more interesting thing is that I went yesterday to government.gr to check the COVID map, and it seems the COVID map has been closed. Don't know why. I remember the singing, the dancing and the shouting the government was doing about this new way of getting informations about locations of infections and everything else. But for some reason, the COVID map itself has been closed. You can go and check that on covid.gr, COVID map, and it is just all grey. There is the only thing you can click on when you click on in Zakynthos is it just tells you the state of the island. Doesn't tell you about infections or anything else like that. It's just the state level that we're at, which I think, according to it, if I remember rightly, was about level 2 or something. But it's a little bit disconcerting when you're trying to check on figures. And also, Jane was checking figures through, I think it was like may have been the World Health Organization figures. And she said that looking at figures everywhere, the figures have actually started to drop off in most countries at the moment for infection rates. Infection rates are going down. But at the moment, we're still locked down until the 1st of February, at least at the moment. You know, it's just that just trying to get accurate information about numbers now is actually just getting a little bit tricky and a little bit difficult. Anyway, going back to the stats that we've got at the moment, yesterday we had 24 new deaths, and that was the same as the day before, 24 new deaths, bringing the total amount of deaths to 5,646. The average age of those people passing away is 79 years of age, and 95.4% of those people had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70. And if you're curious as to what the normal average death rate would be, 2019, the average death rate in that year before coronavirus ever raised its head was about 329 deaths a day. All right. Anyway, as for critical cases, that is also down at the moment with 292. 3,330 male, 2,316 female. The average age of critical patients, sorry, that's the total amount, those numbers. The average, in fact, let me just scrub that. That figure to me seems to be wrong at the moment, just looking at the numbers I've got there, so I'm not going to go on about that. But critical cases in hospitals at the moment are down at the moment. But most of those people have an underlying health condition. The average age of them is 68 years of age, and I would think that figure is going to change with a 9-day-old baby also thrown into the mathematical mix. Anyway, interesting story yesterday that came out in the Greek news. On Sunday, Greece approved colchicine, an inexpensive medicine for heart disease, to be included in the protocol for oral treatments for patients with COVID-19. Now, the committee of experts of the Health Ministry gave the green light after positive results of a large Canadian study in which Greece participated. Professor of Cardiology Spiros Defkos, who coordinated the study in Greece, told the Greek media that the study showed that the administration of colchicine to COVID-19 patients reduced mortality by 44%, hospitalization by 25%, and the need for incubation by 50%. Now, the committee decided to include the drug colchicine for use in patients outside of the hospital, as in outpatients. However, the administration will be done after doctors' prescriptions in certain categories of patients with a positive coronavirus molecular test. Now, this is not a vaccine. Let's just get this straight. This is just another medicine that can be used as part of a treatment process. All right. Now, these are all patients over the age of 60 who have a positive molecular test, regardless of whether or not they have the underlying disease. Also, for patients 18 to 60 with at least one underlying disease or fever, or over the age of 38 for at least 48 hours. So this is just a medicine that can be administered while you're basically getting over the effects or the symptoms of COVID-19. Now, the study of the treatment of COVID-19 by colchicine was conducted by a team of researchers from the Montreal Heart Institute. Dr. Jean-Claude Tafid, who led the study, said this is a major scientific discovery. Colchicine is the very first effective oral drug to treat our patients. To be able to offer this from Quebec and for the planet, we are very happy. Anyway, the Corona study involved 4,159 patients who were diagnosed with COVID-19 and had been confirmed by a PCR test. Anyway, reducing the congestion in hospitals, this is what the guy was saying. This is the first hope for patients who have COVID, who are worried and who hope that they will not have complications. Previously, there were no tablets that could be taken by mouth to reduce the risks. Tariff said he believes that prescribing the drug could help reduce congestion in hospitals quickly and reduce healthcare costs in Quebec and elsewhere. Our studies showed the effectiveness of the treatment using colchicine to prevent the phenomenon of the major inflammatory storm and reduce complications related to COVID-19. So basically, it is really to help treat people with the heart and breathing side of the disease, and obviously giving you some resilience for treatment. And colchicine is a well understood drug. It could be used very quickly to treat people with COVID-19, the research says. And the Tappet also said colchicine is as old as it is. We've been treating gout with it for hundreds of years, so it's available at pharmacies. She said, so any doctor tomorrow who reads this can definitely decide to prescribe it if he wants. On Friday evening, the Quebec Premier Francois Legault called the study big news on the social network. So again, that's going to remain to be seen at the moment. I'll probably, if at some point, I'll talk to our doctors upstairs about this and find out what their opinion is on this, or what their views are towards this. So anyway, Greece again trying something different, looking outside and looking towards other areas for some things to help with the pandemic at the moment. You might remember on my last show yesterday, the story about the Greek sailing coach who admitted on Friday that he had a so-called relationship with an 11-year-old girl. She was an athlete. Well, he's been arrested after the broadcast yesterday. It seemed the island that the man was living on is the island of Samos. He's now going to be charged with aggravated rape, seductive seduction, and also misconduct. Now, a Greek prosecutor investigating the case received testimonies from the athlete and her parents. The prosecutor instantly issued an arrest warrant against the accused coach, who was arrested at his home. You might remember that I read yesterday that on Friday, the accused man revealed on Greek television that he had an affair with the athlete when she was 11. He denied raping the girl, claiming it was a platonic and consensual relationship. The 38-year-old coach, who was fired after his relationship became known, said that he wanted to marry the girl, who is now 21 years of age. Anyway, he stated to the interviewer, "I cannot accept the word rape because rape, I believe, is something that happens against the will of the other. When there is something reciprocal, I do not think there is rape." I think it's an abuse of power. You had a duty of care for this young girl, and this little girl is not old enough to make certain decisions for herself, and you were an influence which I think was unhealthy and shouldn't be allowed. And basically, we're going to find out what the law is going to make of this. Not only that, but this case, along with the case of the Olympic rower, or Olympic sailor, Sophie Berakou, this is who last week revealed that she'd been sexually assaulted by an official from the sailing federation, has caused absolute storm in Greece and has opened a Pandora's box. Because Greeks didn't really talk about this sort of subject, and her coming forward and breaking the silence has basically been a revelation and a relief for a lot of women who have suffered at the hands of predators here in Greece. And we do know of people here who've had this experience, and they are either ridiculed, they are not believed, they believe the man rather than the child. But at the end of the day, this is a child, 11-year-old child, and basically you had no right to do what you did. I think it shows that there is a warped personality there, basically. It is a child, and you were 38 years of age. So just look at the age difference there. Anyway, just to remind you, if you experience domestic or sexual violence and you live in Greece, you can get help. You can either call the police directly using the number 100, or you can call a dedicated helpline which is 1440. 1440. This is a specialised helpline with psychologists and social workers, people who will help you. Plus, as well, they speak Greek and they speak English. So don't worry about it that you have to suffer in silence because you don't speak the language. They can cope with you for that. The other thing we've got to remember, with all this extended lockdown that we've had, at least with the primary school children, they are back to school now. So they're able to get out of the house and go to the kindergartens and the primary schools. But there may be other people that have been locked down where there's been abuse taking place in the house, and because nobody can go out anywhere or do anything, they have been trapped. And I know in other countries, in the United Kingdom, that has been an absolute whirlwind of sexual abuse, domestic violence and everything else because of the lockdown, the fact that children are just not getting out and women are not getting out and away from controlling partners, etc. And men for that as well, because don't forget, it can happen to men as well as happening to women. So once again, I'll just give you that number. If you do need help, the helpline number is 1440, and that is phone them anytime, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And also you can call the police directly, which is 100. That's the number there here in Greece, 100, and they will help you. All right. And also Greek police are being specially trained now to deal with domestic violence. That was something I reported a few months ago, that they are now taking it more seriously and understanding that it is a problem here in Greece that has been brushed under the carpet and basically kept very, very quiet because families are worried about shame involved, etc. Right. And finally, a little bit of light news. The Greek Ministry of Culture announced on Sunday that 2 ancient Greek statues depicting a female figure were uncovered from inside a burial tomb east of Athens. Yet this discovery was made during the construction of a new city hall in Palatina. And according to the statement by the Ministry of Culture, the tomb is preserved in fragments and full-size female figures were uncovered with their heads missing. Oh, bless them. Anyway, one of the statues presumably belongs to a wealthy and prominent individual and sits in an elaborate seat and rests her legs on a low footrest. And she is dressed in a transparent, iconic tunic and robe. Anyway, the second statue depicts her, it's described as a therapist, all right, according to the statement. No, she's not lying on a chaise longue. Anyway, and the theme of the representation is typical in the tomb reliefs of the 4th century BC. And the statues have been That was Wiggy from Cyprus. I will speak to him when I finish the broadcast. Anyway, once again, thank you to those people who've been worrying about holidays at the moment. I do know yesterday, looking at the British media, that Boris announced further lockdowns very quietly, very strategically, as if trying not to raise alarm. A lot of people very angry at the moment because they've been booking holidays, and holidays now are starting to get cancelled. People booking holidays even in September now are having issues at the moment. Once again, just to remind you, if you're booking holidays, these little bits of advice: don't book a holiday on a debit card, all right? Use a credit card because you're guaranteed to get your money back if there is a problem. Also, don't accept vouchers, all right, because vouchers are worthless. It's your money, basically, that voucher, and you are going to find it very difficult to get any money back with a voucher if something goes wrong with that company. And also be very careful when booking your holiday. 2 companies to look out for, and they do send people here on holiday. One of them is On the Beach, and the other is Love Holidays. And the reason to be careful of them is because they opted out of the ABTA protection scheme. So your holiday is not protected by ABTA in the same way as it would be with another company that has got the ABTA cover. So once again, please be careful booking holidays online. And again, do not use a debit card, all right? Use a credit card, because it's your credit card company that will get the money back from the holiday company. And a debit card is real money, that is your money, and unfortunately A debit card, which is real money, you don't have any rights for refunds very easily through it. So once again, just a little bit of advice for you in that area. Right, let's have a quick look at see who's tuning in at the moment this morning on this lovely Monday morning. Although I thank you for all the pictures of the snow, all right, that people are already sending me pictures of snow now. Steve Hinckley is watching at the moment. Nice to see you, Steve. Big shout out to you. Also, Thomas Ganzer over there in Austria. Nice to see you tuning in there as well. Give you a wave back. Alex Spathis is also, Alexis Spathis is looking in as well. Nice to have you. Maria Hallberg in Sweden is also tuning in. Nice to see you, Maria, as well. Sally down there in Kalamaki is tuning in as well. Nice to see you. She's part of the Feeding Strays rota. Hope everything's good there where you are in Kalamaki. Tim Crystal says, morning, DJ Ginge. Nice chat last night. Yes, we had a very long chat last night, Tim and I. Reference working over here, etc. What's happening with the changes with employment, which, to be honest, nobody really knows at the moment. We're just having to look at things as we go along and see if outside entertainment is going to be allowed to come over from the UK into Greece. At the moment, a big crossroads in the way things are being done and changes, and the COVID is obviously adding to the situation as well. So again, we will wait and see on that score there, Tim. But lovely to talk to you and catch up yesterday. Also as well, Tim says hello to Thomas Ganzer. Nice to see you chatting there. My old mate Reg Vardy's tuning in as well. He says it's snowing in Surrey and it's very cold. He's also sent me a picture of a snowman, bless him. Thomas Ganzer says, morning, Tim. They're chatting with each other. This is quite nice. Steve Hinkling says, yes, the snow is still here and it looks very icy this morning, but not looking forward to delivering food hampers on the estate. Bless you. Steve, for those people who don't know, he basically is a teaching assistant, so he's very busy with the kids at school. But one of his jobs he has to do is also take food to families as well, who've been in lockdown. And well done, Steve. That I know you found some of that quite moving. Some of the people that you've had to go and see and take food to. And again, you take care, especially driving around on them icy roads. All right. And don't eat anything out in the hampers either, Steve. All right. I'm watching you. OK. Anyway, Phil Heighton is watching as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Also, Amanda Gregory up the hill. Hello, Amanda, the weather girl. She put up on her things, storms. Thank you, Amanda. I'm looking at the clouds now, and it is looking rather grim. Okay, so thank you for that. Johnny Hayes is watching. Nice to see you, Johnny. Raff Reg buddy. Also, Andrew the Fridge Watkins from Wales is tuning in as well. Not sure what it's like there at the moment. Amanda's watching. Thank you, Amanda. Gav Kitchen, Raff Reg buddy, is tuning in as well. Nice to see you. Paula Chatterton is also tuning in. Nice to see you as well. Rosewood is watching. Bless you. Nice to see you. Maria in Sweden says, good morning. Good morning to you, Maria. And she sends me a little picture of a snowman as well. Thank you, my darling. Aaron Vardy is watching as well. Big wave to Aaron. Sonny Fledger from Opus is tuning in. Nice to see you, Sonny. I was watching some of your little broadcasts at the weekend. Absolutely delightful. And also hoping maybe Opus, if everything gets to some remnants of normality, this being their final year of actual of performing. They're supposedly doing a tour. They might get to Greece and do a concert here in Zakynthos. That would be fantastic. I really hope that can come off. It'd be great if it does. And also, thank you for tuning in as well. And I'll play Life is Life on my show tomorrow for you as well. And I'll play your new track as well. All right. Anyway, Susie Angus is also watching as well. Lovely to have you. Rossi's Place, Australia is tuning in. Nice to see you up, Rossi. How you doing? I'm not sure what time of the day it is there at the moment. But anyway, big wave to you. Julie Edwards is watching as well. Nice to see you. Rossi says, hey, buddy, loving the lockdown growth. Oh, yeah, it is getting a little bit out of control at the moment. I was toying with whether to shave it all off. I've done that a few times, actually, shave it all off and start again. It makes me look younger, that's for sure. Jeannie Flinora, that's how you say that, is tuning in as well. Nice to have you. Cy Grinley in Wendover is looking in. Nice to see you, mate. Janet Ferrant is also watching as well. Donna Harriatis over there in Brighton. Bless you, Donna. How you doing, my lovely? Nice to see you looking in as well. It's like everybody's here this morning. It's really lovely. Laura Grant says, morning, Ginge, from a very icy here in Suffolk. Brr, Honington. Oh, yes. Oh. Anyway, Hilary Rogers is also watching as well up the road there. Nice to see you, Hilary, tuning in. Carol Jameson is also watching. Nice to have you as well. Jane Ann Turney is also watching. Philip Ellis, a good Raffridge buddy of mine, tuning in. Julie Sondon is tuning in as well. Aaron Vardy's tuning in. This is interesting because Aaron is actually I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he's actually a policeman, Aaron, and he says, I think he should be charged with grooming a child for sexual purposes. An 11-year-old girl cannot consent to sex. He was in a position of trust. Shocking. Hopefully justice will be done. Yeah, hopefully. To be honest, Aaron, this is kind of new territory for the authorities here. The fallout from this across the country, women are coming forward with their stories, and this is one of those stories. And it's rocked the sailing world, that is for sure, as well as the world of sport within Greece. But also as well, it's one of those Pandora's boxes now, which I'm glad has been opened, because people trying to get recompense for abuse here has been very difficult. There is kind of a different attitude here to what there is maybe in the UK. And now people are feeling able to come forward and say this has happened to me and not be criticised or not be ridiculed or basically not being believed. And again, I think this is a turning point in Greece as well with what's gone on this last week, and it will be interesting to see how this proceeds. But also interestingly, it's the mindset when you read the actual interview that he'd done, in that he cannot see that he's done anything wrong. And it's this change of mindset, I think, where, he has to understand that, as you said, he was in a position of trust. An 11-year-old girl, and he was a 38-year-old man, 11-year-old girl cannot make that decision, and again, he said it was platonic. We'll wait and see what the girl says, because the girl is now 21, she's an adult, and he said he would wait until she was older and he would marry her. So again, I think there's more to be revealed in this case, and obviously it is, shall we say, a beacon of light as well for other people who are in that situation, who are probably too afraid to come forward and say that, this has been happening, because either they're going to let someone down or because they feel it's their fault. No, it's not your fault. It's the adult's fault, because the adult should know better. And once again, if you are needing help, that number here in Greece is 1440, and you can ring that number anytime, free call, speak to a help person there, and they can obviously take some action for you and obviously help you through this. All right. So anyway, cheers for that, Aaron. Andy Johnson is watching as well. Daniel Dreyer is watching. Gaz Eden's watching. Damien Edge, Andy Owen, Kevin Carhill, Glenn Fraser as well. Dennis from Michaelo's restaurant down there in Kalamaki is tuning in. I can't wait till you're open again, mate. I'll need a good meal. Anyway, Mark Leggett is looking as well. Andy Spencer, AD Pratt, Colin Filson, Ian Harvey, Sean Bowen, Gary Horsfield are watching as well. So anyway, right, what am I doing today? Well, today we got mega cleaning today. Got to do the lounge. However, I do have to go collect my there's a cockerel. I do have to go collect my laptop. So I'll be back to 2 laptop broadcasting, which will be such a relief. Can I just say big thank you to Beats Radio, the show charted. I'm so pleased about that. Also, my Request and Inspiration show charted as well on Mixcloud, so I'm chuffed about that. So don't forget, Wednesday, I will be doing the live broadcast from here, Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, UK time. That's 5 till 7 Greek time. We're 2 hours ahead. So you've got any request dedications for them, pop them down below. And also as well, jukebox memories. I need some jukebox memories. Pop that down below as well. A song from a jukebox that you remember somewhere that you loved the tune. Tell me about where the jukebox was. Okay, is it in a cab, in a pub, in someone's house, whatever? Put that down there. I'd love to do a jukebox memory. Not done one of those in a long time. And also the Golden Vault as well. Hopefully that'll be back as well. Again, a special day in your life. Could be your wedding day, could be your birthday, whatever. And I will play you the #1 record from that day, whatever year that was. All right. I'm able to go back 60 years, all right? Just to give you a heads up on that. Right, I've got a few other people. Alan and Potter up there at the top of the island in Pigadackia. Nice to see you. Chris O'Gorman as well. I'm going to have to go. I've got things to do, and I don't want to burble on, all right? Catch you later. Be good and take care. Ta-ra.